Suicide Squad. I have waited a long time for this movie. It feels like ages. I really wasn't anticipating this film as much as most people were. I was just kind of like, another DC film, cool. I really wasn't expecting much out of this film, and what I did get out of this film was a lot more than I initially intended. There's a lot of things in this film that I was really surprised about. Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn was excellent in this film. I wanted more of her. I just love her portrayal as Harley Quinn. She did excellent. I really in the trailer I didn't really like the voice, but after watching the film, I really did get invested in her character. Her and Jared Leto playing the Joker, their chemistry was just excellent. I wanted more of that, and luckily we will be getting a solo film of that, but as far as right now, I want more. And this film actually made me like Will Smith. It's been a while since I've seen a good Will Smith film. I think the last good Will Smith film I actually got out of him was probably Men in Black 3. Everything else was just, it's Will Smith playing Will Smith. He actually played a good Deadshot. I did not see Will Smith in this film. I saw more of Deadshot in this portrayal. He did amazing. Seeing him, I was just kind of like, whatever, Deadshot's this is a throwaway character. I wasn't really into him in the comic books, but not even in the Arkham game. I really didn't give a shit. But him playing this character, you kind of felt for his character. There's a lot of backstory behind his character, and it just developed him as a person throughout this film. I liked him in this film. I really did like Deadshot in this film. And Jared Leto as the Joker, he was basically a Heath Ledger ripoff, but I don't know why, but I really did enjoy his, I don't know, his portrayal. He just seemed creepy and just weird. Um, I liked it, to be honest. I really had no complaints with Jared Leto playing the Joker. I kind of wanted more because I wanted to see more of his portrayal as a Joker, and I really didn't get that much of him. But what you did get, it was kind of enough for me. I don't picture myself watching more Jared Leto as a Joker because I really wanted to pay attention more to these characters. We've seen Joker a lot in a lot of stories, and a lot of movies. I kind of wanted more of these new characters, and exactly what I got was the awesome slew of new characters. Some I didn't know from comic books, even though I am a comic book nerd. Diablo, I did not know his character that well, but after watching this film, I loved his oh my god, his backstory. I don't want to get into it. I'll do a spoiler review in the next video I do, but right now this is non-spoiler. His backstory was just amazing. It touched my heart. It tickled it and just turned it upside down. Oh my god. But there was a couple of flaws in this film, and I'll get into that in just a second. But let me just talk about Captain Boomerang played by Jai Courtney. His character had his moments. He was freaking hilarious at times. He was actually really good. I didn't really know. I liked him in the animated film, but like in this film, I liked him a lot more. I loved his like out of nowhere, like characters we talking, and then he shows up and does something funny, like out of nowhere. It didn't seem forced, but it was just hilarious to see him on the screen, just making a fool of himself at times. And Viola Davis playing Amanda Waller, the one that brings the Suicide Squad or Task Force X. That's a hard one to say. Task Force X together. She played you don't want to meet her in a dark alley is what I'm trying to say. She's just so, I don't know, I find her funny. Like, I liked her like a lot. Other people probably will say, oh, she's a bitch, blah blah blah. I didn't get that feeling from her. I found her as like a mother figure, kind of, the one that just kind of spanks you a bit, but you still love her, like that kind of mother figure. She was pretty funny in this film. She had a lot of one-liners as well, which I was really surprised by. Killer Croc, didn't get much of him, but what I did get, I feel like I wanted more. He had funny one-liners. The way he looked was amazing. I fucking loved the way he looked. At times, he kind of gargled, and I couldn't really understand him, even though I know he's a crocodile. Or he has this skin disease that makes him look like, a crocodile. That's the whole reason why they call him Killer Croc. But there was, at times, I could not understand him. I don't know if it's because my audience was loud, or it was just like he was so mumbled that I don't think you were supposed to understand him unless I feel like I needed subtitles with it, is what I'm trying to say. But the story has a good story, but there is some pacing issues. Actually, no, there isn't really pacing issues. It just goes by so quickly that I want it to drag out a little bit more. Like, you'll go point A to point B, and sometimes characters go missing. I don't know why, but like, I feel bad for some of these characters having to go up against certain enemies. I'm not gonna spoil who it is, but it involves some magic. Some characters I don't picture like going head to toe with this magician. I'm not going to say who it is again. I'm just hinting at it. If you've seen the film, you know what I'm talking about. I don't picture like Harley Quinn going up against this, and the whole point is by the title, Suicide Squad. They're going on a suicide mission to end their, or just basically shorten their sentence in prison. And that's the whole point. And the point is to basically they install these chips in I think it's the back of their neck. And if they fail to do the mission, their heads explode and they die. So either way, you're screwed. So that's why they call it the Suicide Squad. But I have a few gripes. There was some areas of the film where I was watching it and I was like, this feels out of place. Like, you can totally tell there was reshoots in this film with some points. There was a scene with Harley Quinn. It's not a spoiler or anything, but she's in an elevator and she's fighting off these villains, and it's just the music just felt off, and like everybody's like, "Oh, we missed the elevator. We'll use the stairs." And I'm just like, "What the fuck?" Like, it just seemed out of place. That scene alone, that just felt like they just added it in to add in a little bit more action. That doesn't take me out of the film. I still enjoyed the film. There was a lot of good storytelling. There was one issue with the main villain. I didn't feel like it fit with this story, to be honest. I felt like the villain should have been the Joker. But you see it in the trailers. Like, it seems like he is the villain. I'm not going to say who the villain is in this film, but I felt like they were going with the Joker. I thought he was going to be the villain of this film, for what the trailers kind of showed, But when you watch the film, you're just like, oh, so this is the villain. Oh, okay. So why is Joker here then? At points of the film, you'll feel like the Joker is just basically a cameo, which you can kind of say he is, sort of. But the ranking in this film, I'd probably give maybe a B. I love the film, don't get me wrong, because I'm a big comic nerd, but if you read comic books and you love DC, you'll definitely love this film. I highly recommend you go see it if you're a DC fan. But if you're more of a Marvel kind of person, I don't think you'll understand this film as much as other people will, like DC fans like me. I do recommend you go see Civil War if you really do not want to watch this film. I don't want to say don't go watch it. I do want you to watch it for yourself to kind of have your own opinion. I saw a lot of bad reviews on Rotten Tomatoes, and that didn't take me away from going to watch the film per se. But I did like it from first viewing. At the beginning of the film, I was just kind of like, I felt like it was going to be a bad film, and I was waiting for something bad to happen, but I didn't get anything out of it that was bad. But there was some points of the film where I was just like, you shouldn't have done that, you shouldn't have done that. But still, it didn't take me out of the whole film. I still enjoyed the film as a whole, to be honest. But I want to know your opinion on this film. Did you watch it? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Tell me why you hated it, because I really did enjoy this film. I had a lot of points in this film where I was just like, oh my fucking god. I wish I could say it in this video, but there's a lot of cool fan service. If you like a certain somebody in this film, one of the main characters, you'll get a little tease, a little tickle, and it kind of tickled my elbow a little bit, and I was like, oh my god, no fucking way. I can't believe I am looking at this right now. And yeah, so hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give this video a thumbs up if you like this content, and I'll see you in the next video I do. Thank you guys for watching. You guys have a fantastic day. I love you all. And yeah, thank you guys for watching.